to Take It Slow Homestead. I'm Carol, and today I'm going to plant some seeds in my little pots, get some of my seeds started. Our last average frost is May 20th, so we're behind a lot of people, but maybe we're ahead of some. But you know what? First of all, before I start doing that, I wanted to show you something that's kind of unique. I've seen this before on probably YouTube a while back, and what it is a large egg that looks like a double yolker, but when you crack it open, it has one yolk and another small egg with a shell and all. So an egg inside an egg. Well, I got one the other day. It's the first one I had ever had on my little farm. And then, I guess it was just yesterday, I got another great big double yolker, and I suspect that it might be one of those again. So I'm going to crack it open and let you see and everybody see if it is or if it's just a great big double yolker. Either way, it'll be fun to see it come out. So here we go. All right, here's the egg. You can see how big it is in my hand. And here we go, we'll crack it open. I'll turn it this way. It's just a normal double yolker. Well, if I get another one this size, I will film it too. But in the meantime, I will have a double yolker to have for breakfast. Okay, it's time to plant some seeds. It's probably past time, but today I'm going to plant some celery seeds, some pepper seeds, some tomato seeds, and then over on the table I also have some broccoli and cauliflower and cabbage and Brussels sprouts. So hoping to get all of those in little pots today. And these are the pots that my little grandsons helped me fill up the other day. And actually I just was distracted and busy, and even though we started out with some moist soil, potting soil, that we mixed together and had a fun time doing, then I have let them dry out. So a couple of days ago, I went out to my porch where they were, and I wet them down just with water from my watering can, just a sprinkle. But you know, I wanted to be sure that they were moist all the way through. So now they are, and now they're ready to be planted in. So the first thing I'm going to start with is the celery seeds, because they take the longest to germinate of the ones that I have here, the seeds that I have. They are so tiny and I should have probably got them in these pots sooner, but I'm going to try and do the things that I can to aid in their germination the best that I can. I'm going to get lights on top of them, plus they're right by a window, so that will help too. And possibly a heat mat. I've never used one of those before, but next time I'm in town, I will see if I can find one or two of those. And the heat mats, I understand, are used just until the seeds germinate, and then after that you don't really need them. It's just to aid in the germination of the seeds. All right, so first of all, we're going to start with the celery. And the variety of this is Utah celery. I have another package that I got from another place. It's also Utah celery. I'm sure they grow it in other places, but yay, Utah, right? Okay, let's get down here where you can see. I have a little skewer here that I'm using to help me do what I need to do to the soil. So first, I think I will start right here in this one that's easy for you to see. And I'm just going to kind of stir up the soil a little bit. These celery seeds only need to be planted 1/4 of an inch deep. Same with the tomatoes, same with the peppers. And the other ones that I mentioned, the brassicas, they need to be planted 1/2 inch deep. So I just want to kind of rough up this soil a little bit so the seeds have a chance to get down in there. Now, these celery seeds are so tiny. They're just like the celery seeds you buy in the store to add to your cooking, because that's exactly what they are. I planted some of these last year and they did well. I wished our season would have been longer and I would have been able to have a bigger harvest. But as you can see, got a little chunk of paper in there. These guys are tiny. Yeah, really tiny. Just like pepper. So what I'm going to do is just sprinkle some in. And there will be more than I need in each one of these little cells. But I will separate them later and try to use up as many as I can. I don't want to waste them, I want to use them all. That was probably at least 50 seeds, I would say. And that's enough for that. I didn't make any markers. Last year, I put markers on some of my vegetables after I had planted them out in the bed. And I used a Sharpie marker, permanent marker, and I wrote on plastic knives, little plastic knives. Well, they faded away to nothing. I couldn't see any writing at all later in the season. So I will use something else this year. Okay, I'm going to plant the peppers in here next. You know what? I don't know if I need to rough these up like I did the other, because the peppers are a bigger seed. I'm going to use these seeds from Johnny Seeds. They're older seeds, and so I'm going to put probably 3 or 4 in each cell. So here's 4. You can see they're much bigger than the celery seeds. And we'll see how they germinate since they are older seeds. Okay, and then I'm just going to take my little skewer and press them down in. It's hard for you to see where they are. It's hard for me to see where they are. There's that one. Yeah, I don't know where that 4th one went. And then I'm just taking my finger and pressing them down a little bit. I understand that pepper seeds really like it nice and toasty while they're germinating, so I'm going to be trying to keep them as warm as possible. All right, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. And poke it down, down. Remember I said 1/4 inch, so it's not very deep. And then kind of press it down. Okay, and then I'm going to finish this tray and then I'll be back. I'm going to finish this little 6-pack. Then I'll be back. All right, I decided to go ahead and use these plastic knives anyway. And I wrote celery and peppers on those. Okay, here's the little markers, celery and peppers. And I'm not going to transfer these outside when I transplant the vegetables outside in a few weeks because I have a map of my garden and so I will not need the markers. But for now, just going to put that one right there in that cell for the peppers. The celery, and then this one is the peppers. Just wiggle that down in there. Okay, and also on these celeries, I just kind of went back over them and pressed the soil down gently. They're supposed to be 1/4 inch deep, but shoot, they're so tiny that I don't know if they really need to be quite that deep. So we have a 6-pack of celery, 6-pack of peppers. Now I don't put anything else on the marker like green bell peppers or whatever because green bell peppers is what I always plant. I don't care for the hot peppers, and so I always plant the sweet peppers. So I don't need to put any other description except just peppers. And the next thing that I'm going to plant are these tomatoes, which are Marglobe. They're an heirloom, and so they will go in probably 3 6-packs. That one right there, that one, and the one on the side. The tomatoes also need to go 1/4 inch deep. And I'm going to put 2 seeds per cell. And if you don't know what tomato seeds look like, they are similar in size and shape to pepper seeds. You know what, I think I'm going to actually make the little holes for these guys, since I know that I'm going to be putting 2 in each cell. And so when I drop them onto the soil near the place where I want them to be planted, then they might fall down in the right hole. Okay, so now I'm going to finish planting the tomato seeds. I just discovered something kind of fun. The very tip of this is moist, from being poked into the soil. I can pick up a tomato seed with that and put it right in the hole. So there you go. That's going to make it a lot easier. The next thing I'm going to plant are some broccoli seeds. And these are heirloom. And I'm going to put 2 seeds in each cell. And this is what the broccoli seeds look like. They're little round, there we go. Little round dark things. Kind of like miniature peppercorns. Very, very miniature. So, I've made my little holes. I'm going to just put 1 in each hole. As far as I can tell, maybe more, because the soil is dark and the seeds are dark. So, we'll see. And those are supposed to be planted 1/2 inch deep, so that's what I did. Now I'm just going to take my little skewer and cover those up. I could also use my finger to do this, but whatever. I'm going to press those down a little bit. That would be 12 broccoli plants if they all germinated and grew wonderful heads of broccoli. That would be awesome. So that's all I'm going to plant for now, and hope that that's the case, that they all produce beautiful big heads of broccoli. This year I'm going to put organic pesticides on my broccoli. Hopefully they will be safe from those little brassica moths and caterpillars that destroy your plants. So in this last one right here, I am going to plant some, oh, I can't decide. I think I will go with cauliflower. This has the same instructions. Plant them 1/2 inch deep. And it's so amazing, wow. They look just like the broccoli to me. So, I made my little 1/2 inch deep holes. And the only way I can tell if I'm getting a seed in there is the way it feels in my hand. I can actually see them when they're on the surface of the soil, but I cannot see them if they go in the hole. I can't tell for sure if I really got it in the hole. There's one right there. I could see that one. Well, we'll just, oh, there's one. Poke it down in. We'll just assume that in every hole there's at least one seed of cauliflower. When I think about seeds, I'm always so amazed how they grow. It's amazing to see a big plant grow from a tiny seed. Of course, we all know the story about the mighty oak that comes from a small acorn. But you know, if it wasn't for seeds, we would not be here, because we wouldn't have any vegetables to eat. And if it wasn't for seeds, the animals wouldn't be here, because they wouldn't have any grasses or grains to eat. So we wouldn't have the animals either. So contemplate that for a while, and grow a thankful heart that we have such a wonderful thing as seeds. It's a miracle, and I'm thankful for seeds. Now, I am going to get another tray of soil after I make my 2 little markers for the broccoli and the cauliflower. I'll get another tray, and then I'm going to plant more of the same. Probably, let's see, yeah, a few more of the same. And also I'm going to plant some flower seeds, because pollinators love flowers, and so you need to attract them to your garden to make sure they do their job on your vegetables as well as the flowers. And also flowers can just add joy to your vegetable garden. So I recommend always planting flowers, either near or just right among your vegetables. And yeah, I hope that you can do that. I know that many of you have already planted your seeds. Your seeds have already germinated. You've already transplanted them out into your garden beds. Lucky you. We have to wait in this area. But now is the time. So I'm really excited, and I hope all of my close neighbors plant some seeds. Plant them now. And remember that even when you take it slow, you can accomplish a lot. Thanks for watching.